What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 74 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we're closer getting to like really high numbers, like triple digits. We're gonna be there soon.
What do you want to do for episode 100?
I don't know. I don't know what we would do for 100. That's like a celebrational thing. That's like a millennial. Wait, is that the century? That's like a century.
Millennial's 1,000, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a century. We're like a century old.
Yeah. Do you wanna do something really special for episode 100?
We should do something. Would it be like a giveaway or like just like a different type of episode? Like we just play some type of game or something? Like what would we do? What would you want to do?
No, I was thinking of something like we should kill ourselves.
Oh my goodness!
Pact.
Oh,
yeah.
This is no.
Let's do a suicide pact. Yeah.
Oh snap! Yeah. That went on a completely different. I don't think anyone who was listening could have predicted. I didn't even predict. I was just like, let's just do. I was like, and that's it. That's the entire show. Everyone, we finished.
Can you imagine?
We finished.
Can you imagine? Holy shit! Yeah, that would make the news.
Oh,
for real. We would explode. We'd be so popular.
Yeah. No, everyone would listen to our episodes in like hindsight, like, oh, these were actually great. I wish we could have listened to more.
These were calls for help. Yeah.
Don't talk about funny. Games too long. It'll make you go crazy. But yeah, welcome to the Unknown Games podcast, where we talk about video games, Japanese life, and of course, the occasional fast foods. And myself, my name is Adrian, aka NinjaTrixta, as you can see on the screen. My Twitch name is NinjaTrixta, and you can also check out my co-host on the Twitch tubes at Root24.
Like, you sound so old right now. Like, that's fellow kids right now.
Yeah,
follow me at Root24. I'm live tomorrow, actually.
Here we go. Yeah, and you know, of course, I can't forget his name is the Game Duck, or Alex.
I am the Game Duck. Yeah, what's up? Hey,
Alex the Game Duck.
Yep.
I feel so weird because I'm Adrian the Failure Chicken, and it just sounds, it's so long, Adrian the Failure Chicken, but Alex the Game Duck, it just kind of like flows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you want to change your name? You can be like Fail, I don't know, man. Like Fail Chicky, maybe? Fail
Chicky? Like someone's that sounds kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie, the Fail Chicky, like the Chicky part, you know, because it's...
Well, no, that's kind of like a kombini thing, like the Fami Chicky or the El Chicky.
Yeah. If you love those things here in Japan, which we talked about them before on how greasy they can be, but delicious, but greasy. We talked about those, but I got to say thanks to everyone who's joining us. If you are in the chat on YouTube right now, be sure to just say hello. And I do have it actually docked in OBS right now, so I can actually see the chat for once. So I will see if anyone actually does say something like last time, like yeah. So be sure to do that. And of course, you can if you are listening to us via the normal method. Why do I feel?
What's the irregular method of listening? Like bone conduction or what?
We got into this. It is the bone conduction. If you're doing it in a different way, if you're not listening to us in your ear, but somehow in other places or something.
Through your face, yeah.
Yeah, if you were on.
Honestly, no. For real though, I actually do want bone conduction headphones just so I can like be outside and not get hit by a car or something while I listen to music.
That would be a good thing. I guess that does happen. Like
I don't
people
want to be like isekai, yeah, for sure.
No, but you do want to be isekai.
But I do, but I actually do.
That's what I'm saying.
It depends on the world. That's a topic maybe later on the podcast.
If you
get isekai, where would you want to get isekai to?
That's what we need. That should be the next special episode. I was gonna be like, what about like it was like, if what game would you like to see made into a movie? No, that is it. We're doing that next episode.
Yeah, isekai. Okay, sure, let's do it.
There we go. So we're going to keep today's show short and sweet as always. We're going to try to keep it like that. And we had some good news this week, I think. I think a lot of people would say this week had great news. We had new Pokemon announcements. And at Sony's State of Play, we had a bunch of just games. But in general, Final Fantasy VII Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Yeah.
Fudge. That game was unveiled. So we're going to talk about those two things, and let's just hop on into it right now. We're going to start with Pokemon. I think Pokemon is probably the most, I would say it was really interesting because we did get something that I don't know if anyone expected. So Pokemon was celebrating their 25th anniversary?
It's 25, yeah, basically.
Pokemon 25. And they had a Pokemon Direct, or I don't know what you call it. Was it Pokemon live stream?
I forget what they're called. I think it might actually be called Pokemon Direct, but whatever. Yeah, they're basically the live event, or pre-recorded event rather. But yeah.
And in that event, the kind of anniversary event, we did get the remakes of Diamond and Pearl coming to the Nintendo Switch. Were they called Beautiful Diamond and?
So we got Sinnoh remakes confirmed. People were expecting this for a while just because they've been going on, and they remake all the gens eventually. So we had. Fire Red, Leaf Green for Gen 1, Heart Gold, Soul Silver for Gen 2, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire for Gen 3, and now we have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for Gen 4.
Which that honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a freaking nice band or album.
What, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Like, I want those as a CD, but that's different. That's enough. But
sure.
So those are happening. And I think they're coming in late 2021.
Yeah, they're coming out this year, so it's not going to be much of a wait if you want to replay Gen 4, I guess. So it'll be on the Switch for sure. We don't really know. They didn't talk too much about it, like what features we're getting, because Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, I think were great remakes of Gen 3. If you guys haven't played them and you like Pokemon, I actually do recommend the Gen 3 remakes. Because they added like mega evolutions to Gen 3, which aren't originally there, obviously, and they added the Delta episode, the end game content basicit. So I don't know what they're adding for these Gen 4 remakes.
They look really nice
at all, but yeah.
I mean, I've got it on screen right now, and it's like, everyone's got their little short.
So I'm watching the stream actually, so I'm a little bit behind. But I want you to go back to when they reveal the first shot of the female playable character.
Oh, the very
first shot where it goes to the female to Dawn or Hikari in Japanese. Okay, go to that shot and pause it.
Okay. And now we have paused right here. Her eyes are open.
Sure.
There we go. She's sleepy-eyed.
Yeah, I want your opinion on the art style here.
So for me, it's a little like this is a case where I don't know how early. So all of the games except for new Pokemon Snap looked like they were kind of early, and I know that this game isn't necessarily in that same stage of like Pokemon Legends Arceus, but for some reason, like the Zelda remake they did on Switch.
Link's Awakening, right?
That looked nice to me. Like for some reason that like looked polished, or something about it was like, because this is very similar. This is kind of close, I would say. Like it's in terms of what it's kind of looking like, but I like the pixel, like the older style better. Like I don't know why she's short. I don't know why they're all like scrunched. It looks really scrunched up. Everything like
it looks like this in the overworld, but once you get to the battle screen, it's kind of there's normal looking, I guess. So. There's actually a lot of discussion right now on the internet regarding the art style for the remake, specifically complaints, I guess, about the chibi characters. So, what do you think? Is this like should they have gone in a more Sword and Shield, modern, realistic look for the characters, or do you think like this is fine for these remakes?
I mean, for the remakes, I think it's fine, and because we'll continue the trailer. I think it just makes it easier as a remake, But at the same time, they had this new style that people had kind of gotten used to that they've done for the past.
Yeah, like Sword
Pokemon
and Shield.
Eevee and Sword and Shield, and like people were used to this. And hold up, and as you can see in the battle system right now, I'm gonna pause it on Don.
He looks
like
normal, right? He looks normal, right?
They turn that's pretty much what they go back to when they get into the battle. So it is kind of jarring. Like I honestly like the full size human, the full people. Just looks better.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like there's something like even like the way that the text is on the screen. Like look at this. It's kind of huge. So I don't know if there's it feels that the balance is off.
Well, that's not all the text isn't gonna look that big, but yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he was yelling. But yeah,
he was yelling. Yeah,
he was yelling. It is different, and if that's what the direction that they want to go in. I think people will like it just the same. I mean, who do you think is going to be buying? Do you think a lot of the older fans are going to be the ones who do buy this, or is it going to be newer people who haven't even experienced Diamond and Pearl, who maybe have just bought the new ones and they're like, oh, I kind of want to go back and check out what this was about?
It's probably a mix of both, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the people who grew up with Diamond and Pearl are presumably still alive, right?
Yeah, we're still alive. We're still alive.
And yeah, hold some kind of nostalgic value for these older games. But that being said, these games came out like what, 15 years ago? I can't remember. 2006, 5?
6 or so yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So 15 years ago. So there are people out there who are probably maybe their first Pokemon game was Black and White, maybe it was XY, or maybe it was even Sun or Moon or whatever, right? They want to go and check out some of these older games. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like it'd probably be a mix of both people who had played the games and people who are checking it out for the first time. So I don't know what the percentage is going to be, but probably, I would say it's a pretty healthy mix. Oh, 2006. Okay.
And I mean, like, I guess if I'm going to pause it and kind of look back, we're going to look at the kind of older game itself. I mean, when you look at it and put it in terms of the older style, I mean, I guess it doesn't look as bad. Like when you're comparing.
I like pixel art a lot. I think pixel art ages really well, and you can. An example of this, I would say, would be like Octopath Traveler, which uses that HD 2D art style, as they call it.
Right,
that looks really good. That looks so good.
You think? What if Pokemon had done something like that? I mean, it's nothing that's proprietary to Square or anything, but would you have rather seen that kind of art style here instead of this kind of just complete 3D?
The weird 3D kind of thing. That's a good question. And to be honest, I would have honestly preferred them to just do a more fuller remake to be more like Sword and Shield.
Okay, just go all the way with it and just make it concurrent.
To go to bring it to modern gen, basically, to be on par with Gen. What are we on? 8, I think. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sword and Shield, with the more wide open areas. Now, what that would have entailed though is that they would have basically had to, redo all the areas, because the game
is
Diamond and Pearl was based on a grid, basically, right?
Right.
It's based on a grid. So for them to go and turn it into a modern game, they have to just basically remake all the areas,
you mean
akin
Pokemon
to what they kind of did
remake.
Kind of like what they did for FF7, right?
Yeah.
So I would prefer that. I can see kind of maybe why they want to just do like closer remakes. It's easy. I mean, because they don't have to they don't have to redesign the maps, I guess. And that kind of thing. And I think the chibi art style is a what's the word? It's basically them just taking the sprite and then just making it 3D, like keeping all the proportions. Yeah.
Right.
Just keeping all the proportions and making it
I will say though, dude looks kind of strange when he's running is fine. But when he came in, he was like walking. It reminds me of something from what was it, Mega Man not Battle Network, but just like the little, I forgot what you call the servo robots that walk around.
Oh, he's kind of waddling, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of waddling for some reason.
He's kind of like waddling. Yeah.
But overall, I think it's going to be a good remake, and plus it's coming at the end of this year, which I think a lot of people are excited for. And then rounding this out before the end of the year, pretty much, I think Nintendo's going to have a great spring. We got a new Pokemon Snap.
Right, that's April 30th. Yeah.
I mean, I think Nintendo has a really great lineup for this spring. But new Pokemon Snap, of course, a remake of the Nintendo 64 game, and we've gotten trailers here and there.
That's not a remake actually. It's like a sequel.
Sequel remake.
It's not really. It's not a remake. It's just basically Pokemon Snap.
It's just Pokemon Snap. Okay,
it's like a new Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It's literally called new Pokemon Snap. Yeah.
I know you say that you're going to be getting this game,
for sure.
right? And snapping pics of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I did not realize that they showed a little like 3D cutscenes in it, and they look strange.
Oh, like
why these kids look strange.
I don't know.
I didn't realize it when I was watching the unveiling, but I think it's going to be a kind of fun thing for people to do. I didn't really play the original Pokemon Snap much because a friend owned it, so I would just play, while I was over there, and I didn't understand the concept of it.
You didn't understand the concept of taking pictures? You don't?
No, I mean I understood like I could take pictures of Pokemon, but I never knew it was. Okay. I didn't understand it was on a safari. Like I was on a rail because I would like come in and they'd be playing, and it's like, oh, I gotta do something real quick. Hey, take the controller from me, and I just be like, oh, okay, what am I doing? Taking a picture.
Right.
Cool.
Wasting all his film, probably just on dumbass shots. But yeah,
I was just like, how do I take a picture? Oh, yeah. So Pokemon, new Pokemon Snap that's coming out, and it is what it is. I don't think it was a highlight or anything. It was just like an update. I mean, did you see anything in there?
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was coming for a year now. So yeah, it's just like, hey, remember this game? It's still coming out. So yeah.
Here's some more.
A little more footage. They're showing off some of the new items here. The luminous ball, whatever the hell that is. That's a brand new item for new Pokemon Snap that wasn't in the original. So okay, that's cool. I don't know.
I was just thinking about the luminous ball. It's how you make things illuminate. You illuminate the Pokemons
with the ball that you throw them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. But by far the biggest news, of course, was the new Pokemon game itself. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Did I say his name? Arceus. Which I've got the trailer on screen right now. What did you think of it? I mean, it's a very early.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was surprised. Honestly, nobody saw this coming. Seriously, like nobody saw this coming. I think we were expecting basically just confirmation of Diamond Pearl remakes. They've been rumored for a long ass time, so I think we were expecting confirmation of Diamond Pearl remakes. But this, I don't think anyone saw coming.
No one saw this coming.
Yeah, it's pretty unique, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, the biggest thing here is that it's supposedly at least open world.
Yeah, it's supposedly open world, and
right, which is brand new, which is a brand new concept for the Pokemon games.
Right,
and they experimented a little bit of that kind of thing with the
it was the DLC or something, like the latest ones.
In Sword and Shield, there's the free roaming area, the wild area. That's what it's called, the wild area. I think that was their first attempt at trying to play around with the concept of free roaming Pokemon, and you can kind of just run around and that kind of thing. So that was like basically, I think that was Game Freak just being like, can we have a big open area and have a bunch of Pokemon just doing their thing?
Right.
The whole game wasn't the wild area; it was restricted to basically just the middle of the map. And then in Sword and Shield, there's the traditional routes like you're used to. So this is open world as far as we know.
Right.
That being said, though, it's not completely open world. Like when you get into a Pokemon battle later on in the trailer, you'll see that it still has a traditional. I believe it looks traditional.
Turn-based. It just doesn't have the interface on it to where you're selecting turns, but it's still set up the same way. And I know I was looking on the internet. A lot of people are comparing this to kind of a Breath of the Wild. Like they are wanting it to be Pokemon Breath of the Wild.
Well, I think that would be crazy for sure. I don't think it would get to that point, but yeah.
I'm just like, it looks nice. Like I said, this is super early. I'm surprised that they decided to show something this early. I mean, it's
not early 2022. That's only a year off, dude.
But it feels like the footage itself looked kind of, I don't know, like something about it looks a little rough.
I think it looks like a Pokemon game to me. Like
I don't know. I thought it was just
when's the last time you played a Pokemon game, man? Because that's Pokemon.
Oh man, let's go back to 2006. Let's go back to Diamond and Pearl.
Like this footage, like this looks like a Pokemon game to me.
I guess it's just not because it's not optimized and it's just running kind of slow. That's what kind of got me. And it's like look at their tails. Look at their tails wagging. It's like wagging it. I'm sorry. I was just like, it just threw me off. That's honestly, what threw me off.
That looks like a pretty normal ass Pokemon game to me. Like you haven't played Sword and Shield, obviously, because that's
That's how they move. I guess I'll have to when I get my Switch. There's gonna be.
You're gonna play Sword and Shield.
I might as well. I might as well at least try. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I mean, it's the first. It'll be the first Pokemon I've played in years. Like I said, since Diamond and Pearl, probably.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not opposed to it, and like I said, I do like Pokemon, and I played a lot of the Match 3 game that they came out with. Which, if you haven't played Pokemon Shuffle or Poketoru, definitely go out and play it if you don't know Pokemon, because it caught me up, and at least I know the names of all the gens of the Pokemon now. Like I love the game so much that I basically learned all these Pokemons, because I didn't know what an Arceus was. I didn't know who this dude was until I started using him. I'm like, I like this Pokemon.
The god Pokemon, like literally the god Pokemon. He's actually literally the god, Pokemon. Like in the lore here, he like made the fucking universe. That's Arceus. Yeah. So all hail, our Lord and Savior Arceus.
The Arceus is coming. We're gonna be going back, but yeah, I mean, the game looks fun, and we're gonna see how it plays in, like you said, early 2022.
It's literally only a year from now, so I mean,
it's crazy.
Hit me up in, I guess, 12 months.
You think this is gonna run on a different version of the Switch? Do you think that Nintendo will have a new Switch out by then?
I don't think so, man. No,
we're not gonna get one, because I mean, we also had news this week of Monster Hunter Rise being officially, confirmed for PC. Right. That's going to be coming a year later. I mean, it's not like it's going to be immediate.
Yeah.
So that's happening. But you got to ask yourself, how close are we to this next generation Switch? This newer Switch?
I don't know if Nintendo's going to do an Intergrade. Sorry, that's like an FF7 kind of thing. But like, I don't know if Nintendo's gonna do a mid-cycle refresh, like what they did for the Pro or this what is it, the Xbox One X? Yeah,
or PS4 Pro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see Nintendo doing that. That being said, I know they did the new 2DS.
New 2DS.
No. So the DSi. They did the DSi, and then did the what the fuck?
Is it new? Not new 3DS, but 3DS XL or LL XL?
Yeah, no, those two as well. But what did they? I have the 3DS non-OG model. What was that one called? The 3DS. Oh my god, it doesn't matter. So I know Nintendo's done it before. I know the second refresh of the 3DS had more RAM. Oh no, it was called the new 3DS, right?
I think it is a new 3DS, yeah.
Yeah, and then like only Xenoblade.
Only Xenoblade, yeah. Oh, that's the only game. Just like the DSi. Yeah. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, so I know that they've done it before, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a likely Nintendo thing to do, I think, because they've sold so many Switches.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so
many that I don't like. I feel like it would kind of brush the market the wrong way if they were like, okay, so now in 2022 we have games that are running exclusively, or not exclusively, but just like generally better on newer hardware. I don't know,
like the Switch. But the thing is I think a lot of people want it though. I think for the first time, because it's not so much a disparate, it's not so far back from a PS4 or, I mean, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the 3DS to the PS4 this time. It actually is pretty good. It's pretty close in terms of specs. So people kind of want an update in some way to it.
I would honestly prefer just a new, like a Switch 2 that had backwards compatibility. I would prefer that much more than an upgraded Switch.
That would actually be nice. I could see that. If they do that, I think people would be happy. I think it would be the same thing as saying, like, here's the Switch HD 2.0, whatever they want to call it, but just making sure they took the actual leaps to do a bigger jump with it. I think that would work, but I wonder how long that's going to take. I don't think they have to be in a rush, but I mean,
I would prefer them to do a Switch 2 with backwards compatibility, because then if you were going to upgrade, then you could just like sell your Switch basically, but keep your games. Right, Similar to a PS5, like the PS5 being backwards compatible with the PS4 is really good actually. Like,
it's really good, yeah. It's really good,
really good, yeah.
And same thing with the Xbox, Series
as well, right.
X being compatible all the way back to
all the way back.
All the way back.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm hoping it, but the thing is when any person who buys a new console, so I'm in the market for a new Switch, right? And I'm about to buy whenever, I think it's like next month, if I get this raffle, if I get the raffle, if I get it, I'm gonna get this Monster Hunter Special Edition Switch. But I have this thing where every time I do something like this, I have a fear that the next whatever it's gonna be, this Switch Intergrade, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be announced the day after I buy it.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
going to open it up and
happened.
Like, awesome.
No, that's happened too. Like, especially with games like Death Stranding, for example. People got the Death Stranding PS4 Pro, and they're like, okay, enjoy it for a couple of months. But by the way, PS5's coming out. Or they did the same thing with the FF. I want to say the FF. No, not 15. 15 was on the Slim, but there wasn't the Pro FF15 PS4. But no, this has happened before, and I think it's just something you have to like.
It's just something you just have to deal with and accept. Like when you like this is what you wanted, and it's okay because because here's the thing, like whatever the next Switch is, it's not going to be the Monster Hunter themed one. So like I can celebrate in that. And
yeah, and at least you get to say that you have a Monster Hunter Switch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, I win this lottery. And if you don't know, in Japan, and I don't know about in Canada or US, especially right now, I assume that they still do this, or they might have to do this. But instead of taking pre-orders at the store, you have to go lottery, to their online on the websites and enter to a lottery to get your slot on.
Right.
No,
I think that's I think that's a good way to like make sure that people who want it actually get it, because there's a scalping problem right now with consoles and GPUs, right?
Right.
So like bots are just going to like the website, buying up all the stock, and then people are just reselling them.
That's
at incredible markup, which which sucks for anyone who wants to get a new console or get a new GPU or whatever. But in Japan, like because they do the raffle system
for everything,
even let's say that there's a bot that for some fucking reason somehow like gets 10, 20, 30, 100 raffle tickets. There's no guarantee that this bot is going to win all those raffles. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's the thing that actually ran into that problem on Saturday. So pre-orders went up Saturday, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get this. And I was looking around, and I think I woke up, I checked early morning because I didn't say what time it was going to be, but it wasn't up. And then I checked in the middle of the afternoon, and like all the pre-orders at least from Amazon.com, right? Amazon, all bought by bots or stores, whatever, and selling for twice the value. So it was like 700 yen, $700 basically. And I'm like, no. So I got to go find all these other smaller places and see if I can get those raffles. But hey, we will see later on.
Yeah, I know. Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah. If not, I'll just get a normal Switch.
Fair.
It's consolation. I still get a Switch. But moving forward, Sony had their State of Play on the 25th or 26th of February, and I don't think anyone was really expecting much from it. I think people
wanted. I wanted FF7 Remake Part 2 and maybe FF16, maybe, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you kind of got
neither of that. I got neither. No, I got neither.
You kind of. You kind of got something. So they had a bunch of games that they were showing off. That checked back in with Returnals. Game is so hard to say. Which that's coming along well, and of course, Oddworld Soulstorm. Which they, all these little trailers that they were showing. I gotta say, Flow was a little disappointing for me because I played, I forgot the game I played last year. I'm gonna pause the trailer for really quick and think of it. The Pathless. It reminded me a lot of the Pathless,
okay.
And it wasn't as mysterious as it was before, but it still looks fun. Sifu, which is I think kind of a kung fu game that is happening. Sure. There's what do you think about this dodgeball game, Knockout City? I want to stop on this.
I didn't even watch the trailer for that, dude. I watched literally just FF7, and that's it. Okay, I'm good. But dodgeball's fun. I don't know. We can play
it's 3v3 dodgeball. I'm serious.
Yeah,
it's EA for some reason. It's like, let's do 3v3 dodgeball. You can do team attacks. Yeah, you can become the ball. You can throw your teams. Yeah, you can throw your teammate. If you don't have a ball, you can just take your teammate and ball himself up, and then you can toss the ball out and toss him with the ball.
Okay, well that sounds fun.
Yeah, and Friday Night at Freddy's, that's still happening, but of course I think the biggest thing is Yuffie. How do you say it? Yuffie. Yeah, Yuffie, and Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is what did you think of it?
So if you own the disc version of Remake and you have a disc PS5, you can put it in and you'll basically get Intergrade for free. They give you FF7 Remake Intergrade for your PS5 for free.
Right.
Assuming you've already purchased it. And I think it also works for the deal, like the download version for FF7.
Right.
So that's cool. And your save file transfers over. So let's say you're not even done. Let's say you're not even done the game yet. You can just continue on the PS5 with enhanced performance. I think they said now 4K finally. Actually,
now
4K.
4K and
60 frames per second.
So you got your kind of, if you want performance mode or you want resolution mode kind of thing going on.
And then I thought it was both, not either.
Is it both?
I thought it was both.
It'll be on the trailer. We'll check it out. It should be both. That makes more sense on a PS5.
I thought it would be both. Yeah. And then what was new is the Yuffie chapter.
Yep.
Which is all new story content and all new playable character, which is, well, not all new in quotation marks here, but Yuffie, as the star of this chapter. And this is going to be paid, and this is going to be exclusive to the PS5.
Correct. This is
only
PS5. Even though, like, honestly, when you're looking at it, you're thinking to yourself, well, it looks like it's just on a PS. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's obviously benefiting from some things, but you don't see why it couldn't be on a PS4. I mean, is that something that you think to yourself? Because I mean, a lot of people who bought it and played it are on PS4.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of PS5s out there.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard to
obviously,
get.
because the base game is on PS4. And it ran on the PS4, so there's no reason why they couldn't put this on the PS4 as well.
Right.
I don't blame them entirely though. Like, I know that it's obviously going to be a significant, like, hey, get this game on PS5 kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's going to be like, oh, you don't have a PS5, make sure you get one now, kind of thing. So I don't really blame them for that. Am I disappointed? I mean, a tiny bit, because I actually had zero plans to buy a PS5 this year, and I would say I
same here.
Still have zero plans to buy a PS5 this year.
Like, I mean, it's because enough. I got my graphics card, and that was $700, and I'm like, I got everything I need for, and I didn't expect that this would happen in this way, because I want to, I love the game, and I would love to play with my girl Yuffie. She was one of my favorite characters outside of Sid Highwind, and it's just like, oh, well. What do I do?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a PS5 for this. I'm gonna say, like, once I get a PS5, then I will play this.
I think that's
this isn't enough for me to pull the trigger and be like, oh, $500, here we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's totally valid. And I think going forward, at least this means that, and I know that they had an interview where they said they're going to be taking advantage of some of the PlayStation 5's specific features. With the controller and with sound and things like that. So, I mean, going forward, at least it means that they don't have to think about being limited by the, PS4 or PS4 Pro kind of thing. So,
yeah, I gotta say, like, this ran not poorly on the PS4, but like it ran. We talked about this last year. Yeah, we talked about this last year when the game came out. So I was playing on a PS4 Pro, 30 frames per second locked, which is fine, I guess, for a JRPG. Not 4K, so it was always hovering like a little bit of, probably above like 1440p maybe. And then with texture pop in, like textures would load.
There's like I think because we talked about it even before it came out. I was just like, I'm not sure about some of these textures, but at the end of the day, I mean, they served the point of what they needed to. I think you were kind of, or all of us were looking at the characters more.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't want to like nitpick the game. I'm not saying it was a bad game. It was probably my top game for 2020. So I'm just saying it had technical issues that, hopefully that would be resolved on PS5.
Yeah. And I think that'll be the case. So it's going to be a new story, like you were saying. And I believe this takes place while the gang is gone.
So it's not like a sequel, right? It's not after
they've
left.
Yeah, it's not after they've left. It's like
spoilers,
during.
By the way, yeah.
Spoilers, I guess. Yeah, it's while they're still doing what they're doing in Midgar.
Yeah. Okay.
And getting into the kind of investigations of why. What's up with Wutai, and then of course the Shinra, because you hear a lot about Wutai in the game, and it's like Avalanche, and they must be with Wutai.
And there's that new character in Remake, that reporter girl.
There is.
Yeah, and this might tie in a little bit to her thing. I think she was talking about like Wutai maybe in the game. I can't remember, but yeah.
But yeah, Yuffie looks so good in her classic costume. She looks really good, and I noticed that the Moogle costume that she has. Someone was saying that's like a harken back to Dirge Cerberus. I guess she wears the Moogle costume.
Oh, really? Okay.
I
best game, am I right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, best game. That we didn't even get to the last little bit of news of this, which wasn't part of the direct. I mean, or the state of play.
But it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Square announced that they are. We actually talked about these before, about what would Ever Crisis and what would the first soldier be. I don't have the trailers up here.
Oh yeah, but we can talk. So let's just say, we were guessing when those trademarks got leaked. FF7 First Soldier and FF7 Ever Crisis. I was wrong.
We were all wrong.
Turns out they're both mobile games. And to prove to you that we're in some kind of messed up timeline, First Soldier is a battle royale. So on your mobile phone. So yeah.
Hold up. Let me get this up here, because First Soldier is. I don't think anyone would have been thinking Final Fantasy's
Battle Royale.
And you gotta have to ask yourself, do you think this was already a thing? Like, it wasn't Final Fantasy 7 specific, it was just like Final Fantasy Battle Royale, but now it's like, oh shit, Final Fantasy, let's go.
I think there's two ways to go about this. I think one way is they were sitting in a boardroom and they're like, all right, what's hot right now? Like, Battle Royales are hot right now, sir. It's like, all right, how can we take advantage of this? Like FF7, like, oh, let's do it. Or they were working on some weird ass mobile game and they're like, oh, this project is failing. How can we just like save our assets basically? And we got this.
Yeah, we got this. And I gotta say, at least it's not 100%. Oh gosh, at least it's not 100%. Just running and shooting. You do have your spell casting.
Yeah, there's summons.
There's summons. So, yeah. I mean, there's I think there's melee combat as well. So it's like a Final Fantasy. I don't honestly. I don't know. I don't even know if this dude's fighting NPC characters right now. Like,
have you played Type 0?
I played a little bit of Type 0.
Yeah, I mean, kind of reminds me of that a little bit, because you have some melee characters and you have some that, like, I guess what's her name, Deuce. She fights with a flute. That was kind of cool. Anyways,
she fights with a flute.
Yeah, did you not play Type 0? Yeah, Deuce fights with a flute. That's her weapon.
I'm not kidding. Well, I guess in Monster Hunter you do have the bagpipe horn, so it's all good. It's all good. Musical instruments can slay. But yeah, that's happening. I don't think they had a date, but it does take place 30 years before Final Fantasy 7. Well, outnumber like 30 years. What do they need to do in 30 years? Like, what was happening?
I think this is the beginning. I think the story is that it's the formation of the soldier program.
Okay.
Which is why it's called the First Soldier, because they're trying to like get soldiers, I guess.
They're trying to, so you can become a soldier. At least it has the word soldier in the name. You can just become a soldier, including squats.
So that was First Soldier, and then the other game, is Ever Crisis,
which I think is a little bit, which is pretty ambitious, if I must say so.
Right.
They're remaking all the compilation of Final Fantasy games.
What's your opinion on Ever Crisis, actually?
I think it's actually really cool in the sense that so here's the thing. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know it's episodic and it's going to take a crap ton of time to make. It's not going to be, overnight, it's not going to be all of them at the same time. So my thing is that I don't want to play the original because I've played it already. I've played it at this point 2 or 3 times, but this is, I assume that's what they're going to lead with. The story starts there. But then I haven't played Dirge Cerberus. I don't think a lot of people have or want to have had played Dirge Cerberus. So I'm interested in playing that story and seeing how they remake that. I think that all these are going to be active time battle 3D RPGs, just like
Right.
this is. And so I'm looking forward to playing the ones I haven't played. I don't care about Advent Children that they're going to turn into.
Yeah, I'm excited actually. I want to see how they're going to turn that into a game.
There's no world to go around that much in Advent Children. I don't know how long these are going to be. Like this is a full game.
City center, yeah, actually.
Yeah. So this is a full game. FF7, Dirge of Cerberus is a full game. Advent Children is a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, it'd be like a couple boss fights or something. I don't know.
And then we also have Before Crisis, which is the mobile game, which I don't think anyone's played.
Which we never got outside of Japan.
So I don't know how that's gonna what is gonna happen with all that. But that's 5 games. Sorry,
I'm willing to bet that exactly 0 of our audience has played Before Crisis.
No one has. Yeah, I mean, did you say you played some of it?
That was like Japan Dokubo only, so like a super tiny,
super few people played that. I don't even know who the character is. That Reno?
I think it is the Turks. I believe. I think it might be the Turks.
Yeah. Okay, and maybe a homegirl from Crisis. Oh yeah, and Crisis Core too. I forgot. Like, freaking Crisis Core is going to be up there. I'm excited to kind of. I mean, I'm at the end of that game. I should just finish.
So here's a couple things about what to know here is that basically the entire OG timeline is gonna be in Ever Crisis. That's one thing to note. It's the OG timeline.
Right.
And on the trailer it says features the entire compilation, and then it says and more, and you're like, okay, but what's the and more?
Wait, there's an and more? Hold on. Let me go back. It does say and more. Well, then what the heck is and more? Like,
yeah, exactly. So this looks like at least FF7, like that looks shot. I don't know if you noticed, but that looks shot for shot remakes of the OG FF7. In terms of camera angles, in terms of like how the scene is playing out, like that's shot for shot remake of OG FF7, right?
Right.
So it's basically like another remake of FF7.
This is a good way of saying for everyone who wanted 7 to be this. Here's your remake. Here's your remake.
Here's your shot for shot. Here's your shot for shot, line for line remake of FF7.
Yeah, and you get your little, your art in there as well, just like the original. I mean, this is what you wanted. Now, I don't know how the story is gonna go, because
I think it's OG timeline. I think it's
just OG timeline. So no craziness is gonna happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think honestly, I don't know if this is something. How many episodes each of these games is going to be? If it's going to be they release Final Fantasy VII all together, and then
Before Crisis in one and Crisis Core another one, maybe.
Right,
I don't know.
Right. I would like it that way because but you have to remember, this is coming out on mobile.
Yeah, on your phone. Yeah.
And there's not a lot of games that still do that charge like, this is $15. Pay up front for. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but yeah, sure. It's not common anymore. I know for sure that at least in Japan, you can buy FF7 on your phone for like $15 actually. You can get Dragon Quest 8 on your phone for I think the same price, $15 as well. Chrono Trigger I think is also $10. Yeah.
Maybe they'll do that. I can't see how they would make this a free to play model.
No, well, they might give you like part of the game for free. You know what I mean?
And then lock off the other parts.
Yeah. I can see maybe they give you the bombing mission for free.
Okay.
And then like you have to pay for basically the rest of the game.
Okay. And then like the rest of the game is like broken up episodically.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you say is a fair price for the whole package? Like when the whole thing is said and done, what's the fair price?
Whole thing said and done. Because these are older games, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they are.
We're talking FF7 and Advent Children and Before Crisis, Crisis Core, and Dirge of Cerberus.
One of them wasn't even a game.
Right. So we're talking, let's say, 5 entries into this in Ever Crisis. Like, what is a fair price for the whole thing said and done? Presumably hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay on your phone.
That's really hard because at the end of the day, I think you might end up spending over $100 easily. Per game, I would like to see FF7 just be, if currently it's at max $15, I'd like to see it be $7 for Final Fantasy VII. I would like that one to be just the cheaper of the remakes, right? And then going with not Dirge Cerberus should, I'm okay with that being. Maybe they should all be the same price. It just gets kind of iffy when it gets to Advent Children.
Yeah, I don't even know how they're going to do friggin' Dirge Cerberus. Dirge Cerberus was a PS2 game, so like, are they going to make it look chibi like this? Like, what is it going to be consistent art style or what?
I assume they have to, right? I assume so, because they're still going to be using turn-based. I feel like what they want to do, and I can't remember where I saw this interview, is that they at the same time they were actually debating if they were gonna, and they haven't said if they're going to do voice acting for this or not. But
oh shit, yeah, crazy, yeah.
They want to save money, and they want to put the they want to put the budget towards Final Fantasy VII Remake, the actual game. So I feel like when it comes to how these games are going to not only be priced, but how they're going to be made, I feel like, Dirge Cerberus is just going to be exactly what FF7R is, or FF7, this remake version is, just a turn-based RPG with him holding a gun. They're going to
basically just take the story and then just like...
And then
remake the game, basically. Kind of what they did for... this is no one in our like listener base is gonna get this, but probably like the DS remakes of Xenosaga, where they take the story of Xenosaga and then just like make a new game out of it.
And then make a new game out of it. I feel like that's what they'll do. The only other thing that they could do is make it into this whatever battle royale engine that they're using right now, and just have you running around with the gun like that. right? They could do that.
Maybe.
They could do that. But I think it would be really nice if they kept them all in the same style and just made it really a true collection. I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, what about you? What do you think they should be priced as? I don't think any of them should be priced over $10. That's my opinion.
I would honestly, FF7 is such a huge goddamn game, and I think like to see a remake of 7 in basically a new art style. Well, kind of new. I would personally be okay with like paying 15 for 7, like because all of 7, assuming it was like, the game of 7.
Right.
And then Advent Children, I maybe pay up to $10 for it, depending on how they do it. And then Before Crisis, I can't even put a price on that because I've never played it. Like I don't
that's
know.
The crazy one, right? Well, I don't even know how long it is. Is it just because this came out on when phones were still? It was still like a Gattaca. It was still like that clamshell.
Yep.
This isn't going to be like revolutionary 3D on this thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, the thing about Before Crisis, you're right. It was on a Gattaca. I could be wrong about this. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was like exclusive to like Docomo's game store or something like that. So I have no idea how long it was. Hey, hold on. I was wrong. Hey, I'm reading the Wikipedia right now. It says Before Crisis is an action. Oh shit, really? Action role-playing video game. Released for the Fulma mobile service on September 24, 2004. And then it was later released for SoftBank Mobile and EasyWeb. So it was Docomo, and then they put it out for all the other carriers, so SoftBank and it's AU.
Okay.
So yeah. But you're right, it was on Gattaca, so
you're not gonna be doing much on that.
Oh, it looks like garbage. Okay, go, bring it up on screen.
Okay, wait. Send me the link to this bad boy. I gotta see this.
Okay, I'll send it to you on Discord here.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never seen this at all. I don't even know what it looks like. So let's take a look at this. What we're gonna be buying eventually one day.
One day, yeah.
Oh no. No, the pixel. Oh no.
Yeah, exactly right.
No. Oh.
So that's what it looked like. Yeah.
This was basically a visual novel that you got to play.
But no, it's an action RPG, like literally in the article right there.
What is action about this? What is action about this? It's turn-based at most. What action do you do? And I guess we get to the actual actual action-based RPGs, Crisis Core.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why I would pay more for that than I would FF7.
Anyway, so my point is that I can't even price Before Crisis because I've never played it. You know what I mean?
It's like that. What was that? There was a God of War on the N-Gage.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
That sounds actually bad. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It was a 2D God of War on the N-Gage. They said it was good. I don't know.
Okay. But yeah. So I would be comfortable with paying anywhere between $60 to $70 for the whole package. So Because that's fine. Isn't that fair?
That's fine.
Like it's
that's fine.
Yeah.
60 to 70 for all of it, I think would be a good deal. I think that would be a good deal. 'Cause like we said, these games are so old, and for the most part, you're playing them for story. I don't think no one's gonna be playing this Before Crisis for gameplay. It's just going to be catching up on a story, and it's not even necessary. I think the whole thing about the compilation of Final Fantasy VII is parts are I don't. Would you say Advent Children is needed? You don't need Advent Children, do you?
Well, I mean, it's a part of the story, isn't it? Like, it's actually part of the story. So,
but could you have done without Advent Children? I think some people could have done without it.
I mean, Advent Children takes place before.
It's after.
Dirge Service? Is it? It's before Dirge Service, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know if it's.
Right?
I thought it was. Oh, actually, I don't know where Dirge Service comes in at. There we go.
I mean, shit. Let me double check here. So, fuck out of here. Final Fantasy. Oh, well, I type in Dirge Service. Dirge Service remake. Oh, people want that. Okay.
People want that.
Dirge Service takes place 3 years after the events of the first game. So when is Advent Children? Like 1 year after, or what?
So Advent Children is... Oh my goodness. Advent Children the mobile... Oh, Before Crisis is a sequel. And a... Wait, our sequel and prequel to... Okay, so before... Oh gosh, this article's confusing me. I want to get into a spoiler eventually.
Okay. So Advent Children is 2 years after OG game, and then Dirge Service is 3 years after OG game. So there you go. So the most recent, the last game in the series, I think, is Dirge Service.
It's Dirge Service.
Right. Anyways,
what are we
talking about? Yeah, so Advent Children, I believe, is necessary. I think you got to put it in there somehow.
I guess we do. I was hyped for the movie. I bought it. I still have it on Blu-ray. No, DVD. I have it on Blu-ray on DVD.
Oh, not on Blu-ray, huh? I think I own it on Blu. Do I? Yeah. What? I don't even know anymore. Yeah.
It's probably not even with you. It's probably like back at home somewhere.
No, it is. Yeah, it's back home. It's back home in Canada.
It's in Canada. You would not take. It's like I need to make sure I take this to Japan. If I could watch one movie over and over.
I think the last time I went home, I was planning on bringing that and probably Scott Pilgrim, and then I just forgot to bring them. I was gonna bring that and Persona 3, I think, for my Japanese PS2, because I have a bunch of Japanese games that I left back home. I'm like, oh no, I want to play through P3. Maybe I want to stream it or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring back my copy of P3, and I just last day packing my shit up, and I'm like, what do I need? Oh, I'm good. And then I went to the airport, and I'm like, okay, shit, I forgot.
You forgot it. But if you're lucky, if you're lucky, a year or two from now, it'll be on Steam.
What? P3?
Yeah, P3. If you're lucky.
Oh yeah, maybe.
We got Strikers. Yeah, I think we can.
Oh yeah,
I think we can believe. But I guess that'll do it for us today. If we said we'd keep it short, we went for an hour.
Oh, we did almost. So yeah, that's it.
we tried. You have anything you want to say in closing?
Not really. I don't know. I guess follow me on Twitch. I had another 1 kilogram cheese pizza. It was better than before. Yeah, that's it. Follow me on Twitch. I'm live tomorrow. It's twitch.tv/Shu24. So,
there you go.
See you guys in chat. Yeah.
I forget every time we say you're live tomorrow, only for the people who are live and who are in chat today.
Like watching,
they see you
watching
tomorrow.
Live.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're not watching this live, I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. JST. Whatever that is, local time for you guys. But yeah, I stream at least 2 times a week on those days. So you can jump in my chat, talk about video games or VTubers even. So yeah.
There you go. Get them tubes. Get the tubes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitch as well at NinjaTrix, NinjaTrix. And just finished up Observer. So finished up 2 games this month, Celeste and Observer, and next month, assuming I can get the capture card, which I think I should be able to.
Oh, you're planning on buying a capture card? Yeah.
Yeah. So because I realized I bought Kingdom Hearts on PlayStation.
On PlayStation, yeah.
I was about to download it. I'm just gonna get the Avermedia the Duo.
Oh, the Duo, so you can eventually upgrade to a camera, right?
Either camera or because the Switch is going to be here.
Two games, yeah.
Yeah, because the Switch is always going to be here. I'm going to keep the Switch console here beside on my PC because I have room for it here. Yeah. So I'll do that. And if not, if I don't get it in the first half of the month, I think I'll just do Nier Automata and then kind of start Kingdom Hearts towards the end of the month. So that's what I got planned for March. And like I said, there we go. So follow us,
Cool.
Leave a like on this video or subscribe to the channel at Unknown Games Podcast. And then be sure to follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. And same thing for Instagram. And that's going to do it for us this week. We will catch you on episode 75.
Yeah.
Wow. Episode 75 next week. Have a great day.
25 left. Like, what's how many weeks are in a year? Like 52 weeks, 50, so half a year, 52. And then we're dead, and we're dead.
Guess that's the title of this episode. We're dead.
And then we're dead.
And then we're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
Cool.
See you guys later.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.